Hey everybody. So I'm out here in the Columbia River Gorge on the Washington side at a place called the Fish Hatchery, where I used to windsurf from about 1988 till 1996. I'm just taking a trip down memory lane, and I wanted to share a little bit of a chapter in my life with you guys. So when I moved from Portland, Oregon, well, let me just backtrack. The reason why I moved from Portland, Oregon was my father had passed away, girlfriend left me, lost my dog, right, so on. I mean, obviously it's not funny at the time, but I just had one of those moments where you just say, screw it, screw everything, I'm leaving. And I went down to California, lived in LA for like 3 months, had enough of that. Sorry, all you LA guys, but Oregon's my home. My sister called me up when I was down there, and it was like September, and she said, here, let me show this to you too. And she goes, Tommy, why don't you come up and be a ski instructor up on Mount Hood? You're a good skier, you can make the team, make the cut. I go, okay, sure. And within 3 days, I was up here. So Mount Hood, well, you can't see it, but it's right behind me, and made the cut, became a ski instructor, and that full winter I met a bunch of people that windsurf in the summer and ski in the winter. That was their life, living out of vans and just totally enjoying life. And so believe me, I mean, it wasn't easy just leaving Portland and then coming up to Mount Hood and being a ski instructor, you know, and then coming here the next summer. But that's what I did. But I'm just telling you the story because I just want to really, you know, share some insights on really just dreaming big and just letting go of your fears. Okay, so where was I? So now it is March. I'm a ski instructor up on Mount Hood Meadows, and the guys that I met there, they said, why don't you come down to Hood River and windsurf with us? So I'm like, okay, right? Why not? So I did, and when I got here, no place to live, no money in my pocket, but I was just living off of what I just called the moment and in faith, because I knew things would start unfolding. Filed unemployment, lived off of, I don't know how much it was, but, and then I actually, in order to start windsurfing, I had no idea how to do any of that. So what I did was I met this guy named Jim Drennan, and he owned a windsurfing shop here. And I said, hey Jim, what can I do in order to start windsurfing? I really want to learn, but I don't have any money. And he laughed at me and he says, well, you can clean my toilets here if you want at the shop. Guess what I did? I cleaned the toilets, made money off unemployment. Once that ran out, then I not tended bar, but I was a waiter at a bar here in Hood River. And while I was windsurfing that summer, or learning and just teaching myself, and you know, the instructors were teaching me, and just met so many cool people here. I was just living the life of my dreams, right? So then the money started to run out again, and what I did was I started to barter to pay rent, basically. So I remember I had an old Peugeot, actually not old, it was a pretty new Peugeot bike. I don't even think they make them anymore. But I traded that for like 3 months worth of rent to a hostel here, and lived like that for you know, another 3 or 4 months. Money ran out, lived in my van, and I'll show you actually the spot. Right there where my truck is where I would park my van, sleep, get up in the morning, crack of dawn, and windsurf right here. Waves 12 foot high. Once the wind comes from this direction, that's Portland there, that area, and then blows down this way. And by the way, it blows really hard through here. And the water, that's Hood River over that way. The water, the current actually flows this way. So when you have the wind going one direction and the water going the other direction, you get massive, big, huge waves. I mean, I'm not kidding, waves that you can actually surf down, 12 feet high. So anyway, that was the life that I lived here for like 3, 4, 5 years. Just going for it and living my dreams, just seeing things open up, because I just had faith that they would, but they wouldn't unless I just kept putting one foot forward and making sure that I was breathing, you know? It's just like things just unfolded, like I keep saying. After that, I started making what was called the boom. And the boom is the part that goes around the sail. And I started making those for a company called Chinook Sailing Products here. Learned how to do it within like 6 months or 8 months. I asked the owner that was doing it, I said, hey, do you mind if I go on my own and start making some of these by myself? He said, sure. He's kind of chuckled like, right, like he's really gonna make it. Within 2 years, I was actually making the small diameter grip for women. These booms were, and men too, both, but these booms, I called them, so my last name is Hale, I called them booms from Hale, right? Funny. Anyway, within 2 years, I was selling that product in all around the world, basically. Down in South America, people wanted them, I mean, everywhere. And everybody wanted that this logo that I have. Maybe I'll try to put it up on here. But anyway, I mean, right? So there's another thing that I just followed my heart and just asked, and I had the tools and everything, and they were given to me, and started making the booms and made money and still windsurf, supported my habit, I always like to say. And then from there, that's when I just kind of got tired of doing that, I guess. And what's my next dream? My next dream was to get into real estate and really just start investing. So I picked up some books about, you know, those no money down books, use other people's money books. I picked those up, and I bought my first triplex using other people's money. And then I thought, well, what the heck, why don't I just get my real estate license, and that way I can save the commission. So then that's when I took the real estate test, got my real estate license, and then started selling real estate here, or over there in Hood River, Oregon. So, I mean, obviously there's so much more detail in every one of these little things that I did, or big things that I did. But the gist of it, and really what I'm trying to come across and say, is that that's how I followed my dreams, and I still do, just basically by my heart and by my gut, and just going for it and having faith that things always open up. I mean, seriously, they will open up for you, and I'm sure they have. You guys probably already know this and a lot of stuff that you already do. So keep depending on that things open up, everything happens for a purpose, everything's gonna always be okay. You know, there's no difference in me right now as I was back then. You know, I was full of fear back then with, gosh, what's gonna happen tomorrow? And then I go, calm down, you'll make it, sell or barter your bike. You know, now sometimes if I go, shoot, am I gonna make it? Yes, calm down, you've made it before, look at all these other things that you've done in your life. What got me into flying, getting my pilot's license, was my dad. And he was my heart and soul, and that's when I was 18, 19, 20, and I was flying. He passed away, and then that's when it's like, you know, my whole world fell apart. And then that's why I'm saying I had one of those F it moments. I'm not doing this anymore. There's something more to life. I've got to be following my dreams. So that's where I'm at. This place here, unbelievable. The amount of people that come here in the summertime. I tried to come here a couple months ago, but it was way too windy and you can't even hear me through this mic that I have. So I'm kind of glad that it's not, but my gosh, the amount of people that come here, I mean, this place just gets jam-packed with windsurfers and with kiteboarders. I tried to get into kiteboarding just a little bit, but then I thought, nah, my heart's not into it. But who knows, maybe next year I might. So, moral of the story, follow your dreams, follow your heart, have faith, and remember, faith isn't something out there. Faith is here, right now, in the moment. Okay? Love you guys lots, and I will be checking out.